Good morning, everybody. Who's really happy to be here? Yeah, I am. Does everybody know who I am? Oh, I hate saying that. Do you know who I am? You do. You've all come here to see me. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thank you so much. Okay, so one thing I really need to say about the sort of the fandom that I've experienced since dipping my toe back in. You guys, as a whole, have been nothing short of extraordinary. No, seriously, I mean it. You guys have been really open, very kind. I've not had, here we go, I've not had any, no negative energy, nothing at all. You've all just been really, really amazing. And today I'm here for you all, okay? So if you've got any questions, I want to hear them. I want to see if I can help. But the main thing that I want to say is that everyone's been so amazing, and for me, I'm here to use my platform, to use my experience, use sort of my own journey and share it to show you guys that basically, you know, whatever we're doing here, you're all amazing. You're very kind, the energy's great, and I'm here for it. So I'm here to serve. So if I can share stuff, if I can help creators. And it's taken me a while through my own journey to kind of dip my toe back in. Because if you'd have told me 3 years ago that you lot would all be here to listen to me talk, as opposed to on the game, I'd have just gone, no, I'm not doing it. Like, who wants to do it? I'm not putting myself out there. You know, imposter syndrome, all of this stuff. 3 years down the line now, here I am, and so are you guys. So, I've overcome a lot of fear, and I can talk publicly in front of loads of you. And I'm here to share that and, engage and encourage. Anybody who knows my own journey, I'm here for the mental well-being side of things as well. I think it's super, super important that we are all very much aware that we're living in a pretty fucking horrible world, but we're also living in a pretty extraordinary one, right? Where there is a lot of love, there's a lot of connection, there's a lot of community. This here is a perfect example of that. And I'm here to fight that little battle in the corner of my internet. So I'm all about mindfulness. I'm all about being self-aware. I'm all about understanding, you know, we are not our past experiences. We are not what's happened to us, you know, and we can overcome everything. Okay, takes a bit of time, but I'm here for it, and I'm testament of that. Because as I said, 4 or 5 years ago, when someone came knocking and said, do you fancy doing some voiceover work for Half-Life? And I was like, yeah, why not? And I printed it off, and the thing was that big, I could literally use it as a doorstop. And he went, yeah, it's free, right? And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Fucking 2 years it took me. Oh. Anyway, live streaming. Gagnatar, if you're watching this, God, we have this love-hate relationship. I hate him so much. But I do love him because, to be honest, when we started that project, it was, well, I kind of dipped my toe back in. And for 2 years, in a sleepy village in the middle of the Midlands, literally opposite Rare, I could see Rare. And every night I was doing these lines. And he too, with his Asperger's, was very, very perfectionist. Very, very, very. No, do that line again. No, that's not good enough. Okay, I'm 12 takes in. And we've got a doorstop to get through. Please. Anyway, I'm so very grateful for it. Because obviously when that came out, it got really well received. So, anyway, enough sort of me talking. Who's got questions? Who wants to know anything about video games? Anyone? No. Okay, well, thank you for coming.
Yeah. My voice is loud enough. I'm going to need the microphone.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's for live streaming.
Oh, live streaming. Oh, okay then. So So my general thing is in college, I did a lot of acting. I was told by a lot of my tutors that I would be very good into voice acting. Then COVID happened and kind of screwed any possibility of that going on. And then I've continually had people tell me, given that I've done a lot of previous acting stuff, just stage acting, musical stuff, you name it, say, you'd be really good in voice acting. You've got a good tone of voice for it and everything. But then I asked the question, okay, is anyone going to give me a hand on that? You're telling me that I would be good at this thing. I'm not going to doubt that I would be good at this thing because I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm confident in my own ability. You give me a script, bosh. But then it's getting into that actual field and actually finding the avenues to kind of go down and pursue it. And I always worry, given my age now, I'm 24, have I left it too late, basically?
Oh, okay. Right. So, interesting. You've said, have I left it too late? And everyone's just gone, what? No. Okay. So, firstly, and I always say this when I work with people and coaching, all right, you've got a goal, okay? Put your goal up there. And under the goal, right, you put down all of the things that you need to do to get to that goal. So, for you, voice acting, all right, I want to try it. What do I need to do? So, underneath, I'm going to do a bit of voice recording. It doesn't matter, it can be on my phone, can be on BandLab, Audacity, anything like that, okay? Next thing, right, what shall I do? Approach studios or go to small indies like the guy that I'm working with, Event Horizon, you know. Some of these things, you know, you have to put yourself out there first. I mean, you don't have to do doorstops worth of work. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. But then there's loads of other things that you can start doing under that goal, okay? Now, this is where the magic comes, and I say this to everybody, and even my children. Once you've written all of the things that you need to do to get to that goal, I want you to write down underneath why you haven't done each one, okay? Now, this is where the magic lies, because that's when you start asking yourself those really awkward questions, okay, around why haven't I done that? Why haven't I approached that? Okay? And one of them was, oh, I'm too old. Okay? Now that's your own perception, because I'm 47 and I think life starts at 50. Well, no, but I hope. I keep telling myself that. Okay? So that's your own perception, right? 24, you're in your prime, right? Now's the time to do it. But that's just you thinking that. Okay, and once we suddenly start unpacking how we feel about things, then we really start to see where the magic comes, okay? So, for me, what I'd recommend for you, yes, you have an extraordinary voice. Love it. You like to use it. You're confident. Brilliant. Use all of those to then start exploring. Now, we live in an amazing time, thank God, where 20 years now, we're suddenly starting to see these amazing small studios popping up, right? None of these big, this is getting streamed, isn't it? None of these big EA or Ubisoft or GHQ and all of those. All right, all of those guys, yeah, they're massive, but do you know what? They've actually kind of ruined stuff for us because they have, and I stand by it. You know, so much creativity came from studios like Rare because they started very small. They were all about the game. They were all about the gamers. They were all about the creators and the artists. And then all of a sudden, money got involved, and then it kind of does its thing, doesn't it? So for me, we're at a time where everyone's very lucky that actually, let's go and dig out these small studios. Like, I don't know whether you guys are aware, obviously, I'm very much part of Event Horizon, which is basically what the fans wanted from Nintendo. No-tendo, as I call it. And it's great fun, right? And we love it. It's only very small. There's a handful of us doing it. You know, there are loads of these studios around. Reach out, yeah? Anything like that, reach out, send a message. If you're not reaching out, then ask yourself why. Because no fear of judgment here. Got rid of it. I don't give a shit what people think about me. Okay. As long as I'm nice and I know I've been a good person, then I don't care. But fear of judgment, right, has no place for us. Yeah? That's nothing to do with other people. And do you know what? Other people are too busy worrying about what other people are thinking about themselves. Yeah, never mind about you, right? So that's a big thing for me. So go ahead. Go forth. Nothing's stopping you. The only person that's stopping you is you. Okay? Yes.
Yeah.
And then you next, yeah?
See, my problem is that I've got Tourette's.
Okay.
And just to kind of give people context, people that don't know, there's Jess Tom, who does Tourette's Hero. She had to actually make her own company to do the fringe, to do acting, because there's a glass ceiling for disabled people. And specifically those that act atypical. To even make it even more concrete, I was actually denied an interview with the BBC because of my Tourette's. So there's a whole situation where, like...
That's making me not like the BBC even more.
Yes.
Because we know what we're talking about, don't we? Yeah.
So it becomes this kind of situation where, you know, I've had conversations with people, and it's this whole thing of like, okay, yeah, it takes 12 takes, but like, it becomes this whole situation of, why should I hire you when I can hire somebody that doesn't have Tourette's and doesn't have to? I don't have to do the editing. I don't have to do you know, all these accommodations, and so it becomes this kind of situation for me where, yeah, I can get a goal, but my problem is people putting obstacles in that or making a glass ceiling where I want to do it, but it's like, well, until you actually get medicated, until you actually get, you know, normal enough, we're not going to accept you.
Okay, so for that's quite an interesting question because obviously, well, firstly, I think I wouldn't want to work for someone who isn't open to kind of addressing, you know, I might be really good at what I do, you know, except someone's not prepared to kind of, you know, they generally tick boxes, don't they? Let's be honest. And we don't want a box ticker. We want somebody who's going to actually look at someone based on their merit. Now, with regards to that, I mean, it's easy for me to say, oh, well, you know, fuck you, I don't want to go and audition for your work. But I'm also very aware that when you put yourself out there, it adds that pressure, which in turn will add pressure to the situation with regards to making it worse and triggering you, okay? So my response to that would probably be, you know, this lady has got it right because obviously she's aware, and there's nothing better than someone who can essentially empathize with you, who already has that situation or can completely understand that. And I get that it's a lot harder for you, but I suppose moving forward, it's exercising an element of discernment of who you feel comfortable approaching. And once you've done that, then at least, yes, it's reducing the people that you're approaching, but it's also not putting yourself into that situation, which is obviously making you feel worse, because we know that certain situations will trigger episodes far worse than others. So as much as I would like to stand here and say, you know, I would love to help in terms of, you know, but I have absolutely no connections within that field. But one thing I would do is trying to focus on whatever it is that makes you the most comfortable to avoid those episodes, right? Because you deserve to do that job just as much as anybody else, right? And the fact that that happens and overcomes in certain parts of your life at certain times, right, is not your fault, okay? And as long as we can not overlook that, but understand that, I think by exercising discernment, then we can approach, you know, people. And also, just be open. Just be authentic. And I'm huge about that. Be authentic. If you want to go and apply for a job, just be goddamn honest. Be yourself. You know, if they don't like it, then thank you for showing me we are not aligned. You know, I don't want to work with people that aren't, you know. So I think the key there is authenticity straight away. Be honest with them. This is bothering me. I'm really good at my job. I know I can do this. This happens to me in certain moments. You know, can you support me? And 9 times out of 10, people will just really accept, you know, I love people who are honest. I'm honest all the time. You know, what have you got to lose? Well, nothing really, right? And people will end up, God, you're cutting out the bullshit. and people end up, you connect with people on a more personal level, right? So yeah, so I hope that's kind of answered your question. Pardon?
I understand where you're coming from. It's just one of those things where I'm just going to do my own thing and do like dada poems where it's just like my texts, random texts stringed together. And,
Right,
and getting the foot in the door, because there is this kind of whole situation where like there's as many people with Tourette's in Scotland as there is people that are autistic.
Yeah.
And we hide away, we suppress, and it's one of those things where I've got to be a pioneer, like you're saying, I need to roll down those doors like Tom did in Tourette's Hero, and it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, and that's why I love the fandom, and I think that hopefully people here...
And you're getting the support. But I have to say, you've sat here talking to me, and I've literally... that's just the once that I've seen it, right? So it's like, so it's not... It's not in the right environment, in the right support, in you feeling comfortable, and it's a perfect example of how we're all vulnerable as well, right? So, and it's all about safety, and that's something else that I want to create on my tiny corner of the internet. Safe space. Yeah, people are safe. People are kind, authentic, and so I hope that's kind of answered that question. Gentleman over there, I think you had a question.
So I've got a couple. First off,
Greedy.
First off, I'm making a game of my own, and I was wondering if you have any experience in how to direct voice actors.
No.
Which
Not
case?
really. No.
In that case, if I could just reframe the question then.
Okay.
As a voice actress,
Yes.
how would you prefer to be directed?
Okay.
Thank you.
So, people who've worked with me, and then Gagnatar, who's do the line again. I've actually now quite like working on my own. On my own. Yes, no one tells Estelle what to do. No, well, if it's shit, then I have to do it again, obviously. So, how do I like to be directed? Generally, do you know what? Because I've got children, I've got a home, and I've got a dog, and I've got an elderly mum and everything, it's really difficult for me. The list is endless. Superwoman here. Because it's so difficult, I have to do stuff on my own, and it can be at any time of day. But generally, because with the stuff with Event Horizon, because I kind of know the storyline, and because I've been doing it for that long, and I enjoy it, and it's fun because when we do stuff we like, right, it comes easier, yeah? So it just kind of comes out. It just, and then obviously if there are any mistakes, if I pronounce Pape-toon wrong, which is obviously Papatoon, which I keep getting wrong. But I get told and I have to start again, really. So when it's other commissions, then I will get sent a brief and I'll get a bit of context. And if I've got any questions, then, But generally, I'm that good at it that it's always pretty spot on, really. Or if it isn't, nobody tells me, no. But, so that's kind of how I work. Experience with other, with other voice actors, I stick to my own stuff, and I'm quite busy anyway, so I let Ice Cream Man Chasen do all the rest of the stuff. So, yes.
Mrs. Lee, I've actually forgotten the second question, so if I remember, I'll put my hand back up, but thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Next, gentleman down there.
I've got two questions for you.
Okay, also another greedy one.
Yes, indeed. First of all, how important would you say a range of voices in voice acting? Because there's some really talented voice actors out there who you will not even recognize as the same person if they get in character, versus others who are just monotone and always sound the same. How important would you say that is?
Do you know what? In my experience, I reckon it's quite important, really. Because we all know Hugh Grant, don't we? And he's always the same character. I mean, he's lovable, right? But he's always tends to be the same character in everything he plays. So for me, particularly in the work that I'm doing with Chasen, it's a lot cheaper to be able to do more than one voice than go out and find somebody else. But also, I think in terms of expression and fun as well, to stop making things being, but bit samey, being able to voice different voices. Now, speaking from personal experience, because I got literally thrown in at the deep end at Rare, like deep end, and I was like, shit, if I want to keep this job, I've got to pull this out the bag. And this is coming back from uni, and I'd done a master's in languages and translation, and I got thrown into Rare because I'd done drama for 2 years when I was about 10. I'm glad I spent 5 years at university. Brilliant. But anyway, so I had to do this, and I think at the time, now I don't know if any of you are familiar with how it worked, but Rare were obviously so amazing at what they did, but we had to sign NDAs, and they did not like to outsource to anyone unless they really, really had to. Everybody, even the cleaners were amazing. They used to look after us. We were all a family, and we were also very trusted. So when it came to voicing characters, particularly female ones, and bearing in mind there were far less women working back then than there are in the gaming industry today, everybody was like, right, okay, you don't want to audition, you're going to have to, I'm afraid, I'm sorry. So even the cleaners got in, the canteen staff, everybody. So when I got in there and I got the job based on that drama experience, I was given, I think, several things. And I thought, God, if I don't pull this off, I'm going to get the sack. They're not going to keep me. My probation is going to be gone. And this whole magical first career is going to go down the toilet. Thank God it didn't, because here I am. So, but when needs must, and when there's that, fuck, I've got to do this, right, that supersedes everything else, all limiting beliefs and limitations out the window, right, you want it that badly. And that's when Mother Earthwalker came out, and that's when, I adapted to Crystal's voice, and thank God, obviously, my own voice was good enough, because Nintendo don't own that, do they?
Careful what's on to you.
I know, it's my voice. So based on that, I really had to pull it out of the bag. So I think really, in answer to your question, a very long-winded answer, is that yes, I think obviously it's the more strings you have to your bow. If you can sing, I can sing. No, don't get me to sing. That would be terrible. No one needs to hear that. I think it is rather important to be able, to have a plethora of things, at least to put yourself out there. Okay.
Secondly, I'd love to hear about your experiences in your first couple jobs. Were there any things in the industry that surprised you about voice acting that you did not expect?
Do you know what? I'm going to be really honest, because my first experience with voice acting was at Rare. And then when obviously Gagnatar reached out to me for the Half-Life stuff, that gap, and I was saying to Rick earlier, it's very naive of me. I thought, oh, right, I'm leaving Rare, that's it, gaming's over. And then I came back in 20 years later, thereabouts, and oh shit, everyone's still here. So that gap really it says a lot about what happened. So what surprised me the most was coming back in and being so well received, i.e. no one had gone, right? Kevin Bayliss said to me when we went, I was just saying to you, when we met back up, probably about 3 years ago, we went to a format event in Liverpool, and I said, oh my God, look, everyone's look, they've all come back. And he went, Estelle, they never went. They never disappeared. And I was like, shit. Just like, God, having children, like, completely ruined all this. Yeah, they ruin your life, honestly. They take up your time. They're really expensive. You can't do anything for yourself. Anyway, so in answer to that, the thing that surprised me the most was just like how open everyone and excited. I think I went viral overnight for a couple of things. One was me showing up on Twitter, and then the other one was posting a picture of a cake on Crystal's bum. There is absolutely no way of harnessing that algorithm, is there? Let's be honest.
I believe that's called aura farming.
Okay, the quest continues. So yes, so basically everyone's just been so extraordinary and so lovely. So,
Thank you very much.
okay. Next, oh crikey, there's loads. You pick. I can't. It's like favouring your children, isn't it? You can't.
Oh, is this thing on? No, it says. Very simple question.
Oh, good.
What
I
are
like
some
it
of the
simple.
silly things you did while voicing Crystal?
Oh God, I just like getting my words wrong all the time, really. Like when I do bloopers, there are loads of bloopers out there, you know. Back in the day, I used to do, yeah. I mean, I still do them now, really. I save them for my Patreon. And yeah, every so often, Chasen creates a reel of me swearing and saying wanker a lot. Yeah, that's me. That's me. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing's loads of fun. You know, when I get commissions and things like that, it's yeah.
Well, that's what matters.
Yes, it is. As I said, you know, do what lights you up, and if someone tells you not to, as long as it's not hurting anyone, then fuck 'em. Yes, obviously. Of course, unless they're attractive, you know. You know, I am
What we'll
getting
do is we'll
old.
try and get some questions from the back. So I can see we've got someone with a hand up over here.
Hello.
Hello.
I end up doing like a lot of projects, and you were saying that you do some like voice acting like more independently.
Yes.
And I always find I always lack motivation. I do rather too much or too less and end up doing nothing because I just lose that. So do you have a way of keeping your motivation, or like a ritual you do to get it back or anything like that?
Okay, so that sounds heavily like procrastination.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we all know that one, the old beast. It's there. I love talking about this shit. Okay, so the subconscious mind runs, I know, but you know what? It's here to stay, right? You're going to have to make friends with that fucker. So, the subconscious mind runs 95% of our day, yeah. We've all been on the bus or on the train or in the car, and all of a sudden you're like, oh God, how have I got here? Don't remember that. I was too busy thinking about what I'm having for dinner, right? The subconscious mind is what drives you, and its main and sole job is to keep you safe, alive, yes. Because thousands of years ago, it was saving you from saber wolves and poisonous berries and things like that. These days, the subconscious is not going to save you from dying in a job interview. Yeah, who's been nervous going for a job interview? All of us. I mean, there would have been a time when I was stood up here going, oh my God, all these people are coming to talk to me. Shit, right? Oh God, how scary is that, right? That would have been the subconscious going, don't do it. Because the last time you did it in a school play when you were 4, you fell off the stage. And it's not safe, so don't do it. So I'm going to make you feel really uncomfortable every time you're sat in front of a load of people talking, right? So coming back to this procrastination, the first thing with that is being self-aware. You have to be self-aware that this is going on. I do it as well, right? I've got a whole list of things to do. All I've got to do, it's going to take me 20 minutes to do it, but I'm sat there at home on the sofa, scrolling through, I don't know, like buying a new bin or something. You know you're doing it, right? The first port of call is being actually self-aware. Because once you realize you're doing it, you know that the subconscious is kicking in, okay? We don't have to dive very deeply into things. I can talk about this, you know, further, if anyone wants to come and grab me and talk about it a bit further, because I could talk about this all day. But there's a deep-rooted reason why the subconscious is trying to protect you from starting a project or finishing it or doing whatever in the middle, right? And it's just being self-aware. So once you're self-aware, you can then suddenly start, okay, getting out your own way. Because we are the only people that are getting in our way, right? No one else, just us. And you have to. And for me, I literally make myself do it. Now, those of you that follow me, I'm big into bodybuilding. I like going to the gym. Sometimes I don't. Okay, that's when discipline comes in, all right? Because ultimately, motivation is there, But yeah, you know, when it's cold, when it's, oh God, I'm really hungry, I'm really tired, I can't be arsed. Like, that's when discipline steps in. And this is exactly the same thing with your reasoning with regards to procrastination, right? And I'd say this to everybody. Self-awareness is the first step. What emotions come up, right, when we're doing certain things? We've been socially conditioned to ignore those, right? Or actually go to a doctor or someone of authority to say, okay, I don't feel very well, tell me what's wrong with me. Right? You know your body, you know you way more than anybody in a white coat who sat there looking at you for 5 minutes. And this is the same thing with procrastination. What is coming up? You can ask yourselves. I mean, I know we say, you know, talking to yourself is the first sign of madness. Well, actually, I don't think it is. You're talking to yourself because you're getting the answers, because no other fucker's got the answers, right? You have. Why am I procrastinating? Seriously. And this is interesting. There's a technique called EFT, emotional freedom tapping. I don't know whether anyone's aware of it. Google it. Gary Craig was an ex-engineer, and he developed it, right? And he taps into the Chinese meridians of the body. And I'm big into this. I use it at the gym, okay? Because I'm like, God, this is really heavy. Okay, and you literally just tap your top lip. Yeah, yes, we know. See? Okay, so tap your top lip, and you just talk to yourself. It's almost like you're tapping into the subconscious up here. And I always say the subconscious mind. We remember the Power Rangers, don't we? Oh, I used to love the pink one. Okay, so your subconscious is the Power Ranger that sat up here. All right? And your body is the big one going around doing what this little guy is telling it, all right? When you tap your top lip, you're tapping into this little guy here, and you're connecting with him. And for me, I would say procrastination. God, shit, why am I procrastinating? What's coming up? What's coming up, okay? Connect with yourself. Give whatever it is that's coming up a color, all right? What's the emotion? You'll start feeling things coming up, right? And ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? Why am I stopping this? Why am I starting halfway? Why am I starting a load of things all at once and not finishing them, right? The answers that will come up, yeah, they do come up. The first ones that come up are the ones that you trust and you go with, right? Even if you don't like them. Because if you don't like them, that's where the magic happens, okay? Yeah? So it could be, oh, fuck it, well, no one wants to see it, right, okay? Or if I finish it, then I get paid, and then they'll give me money, and then I'll spend it all, and then I'll feel bad about it, right? There's all sorts of facets to every single person's reason for procrastinating, and it's just a case of getting to the bottom of that. But with regards to, and again, very long answer to your question, lean into everything that comes up for you, all right? Lean into it, feel it, identify it. And the second you start identifying things, right, they start clearing up, right? Because these are all these things that are holding us back. Stuff that's holding us back that we don't actually need, yeah? We don't need the crap that's holding us back. But we can't let go of it if we can't identify it, or we can't pinpoint it. So I'm procrastinating. Okay, why? Okay, because I'd rather be doing something else. Okay, but why? Because if I finish this and then I put it out there and I'm projecting, what happens if nobody likes it, or if nobody wants to buy it, or if nobody sees it, or if everyone's negative, right? Can you see where everything is going back? So do you know what? With all that in mind, I'm just not going to bother. So, oh, have I offended you? Thanks for coming. So, yes, so understand how you show up, all right? And as I said, you know, I'm always here to help people unpack. I don't know whether people are interested in this sort of thing. I don't want to flood X or Twitter or Blue Sky or Instagram with stuff that people aren't interested in. But I'm very, very much into being able to communicate with yourself and understand yourself far better. So I hope that's answered your question.
Thank you, that is insanely helpful.
Okay, yes, I've done my job. Thank you.
Right, we'll go over to this side of the room. We've got your hand over there, so we'll pass the mic down.
No worries. Hello. Sorry. First
Hi.
off, can I be greedy? And
3 questions?
No, just 2.
Oh,
just
okay.
2.
That's fine. Two's the
worries.
theme. Two's the theme.
That's fine. Okay, so the first question is from like point of view, because it's like I'm getting into sort of like development and like making games, and obviously like if you're looking to get like voices, the first point is like your own community, your friends, stuff like that. But I guess it's sort of like if you want to like bridge across sort of a gap, so it's I mean not like knock on like Gary Oldman's door or something like that, but I mean like, oh, you've seen someone from like a Fringe show and they'd be perfect at this character, or you found someone's like commercial voice reel or little short film. Would you have any sort of advice on how like best to approach someone who might be outside of like the game circle to do that, or to sort of inverse it? It's I know you've had that experience of being approached by a smaller developer. From your perspective, what would put you off? What would make you think, oh, yeah, I'd like to give this a go?
So, sorry, can you rephrase that question? So are you looking for voice actors who are already in the field? Or
I guess it's voice actors who are in connected circles. It might be sort of like, you know, more drama, or they might do more like commercial voiceovers.
Right. Okay, so looking for work outside of video gaming.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I've got no experience in that. But as I've just said about the subconscious and limiting beliefs and all of this stuff, I was just like, okay, just fuck it, just apply. Like, literally, and I always use the expression, sorry, I swear a lot. Apparently, in case you hadn't noticed, good, it's a sign of authenticity. But what I would say is, like, you know, throw enough shit at a blanket, right, and it will stick. And I firmly believe that if that's what you really want to do, then I would do it. I mean, obviously, there are agencies out there, you know, that you know, will allow you to go on their books and things like that. Now, I've tried it a couple of times, and speaking from experience, right, how many of us in this room have really, really, really wanted something, right? Yeah? Like a non-negotiable, yeah? And how many of us with that have not got what we wanted in that moment, right? We've got it all, haven't we? We've literally, that's it, non-negotiable, it's fucking happening, I want it, I'm getting it, it's done, yeah? That mindset has to be applied to everything else in our life, right? Okay? Because why wouldn't we? Because we know it works. Yeah? We know that shit works. So, go at it like your life depends on it. And I'm big into manifestation, right? I genuinely believe that, you know. Go at it. If you think you've done it, visualize. And I'm doing a visualization tomorrow. I don't know quite what I'm doing at all. I'm going to wing it and see how people feel, right? But visualizing is all part of that manifestation, right? Stepping into that future self, right? We all have a future version of ourselves. I work with her all the time. She's on a yacht in Dubai right now. And she's, well, I'd like to say 21, but she's not. But hopefully she's 47 and a half. Yes, absolutely. Not white, because that goes really sour. So what I would say is, like, if you really, really want it, just go for it. Don't let anyone get in your way, all right? Anyone dumb you down, tell you can't do it, because they're merely projecting, right? Yeah. They are. People project their shit onto you. Get rid of it. It's not yours, yeah? That's my dream. That's what I want to do. It's not your dream. Just go away.
No, that's great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Just the last one I was going to ask was, there's been some fantastic games that have come out the past few years with like incredible roles, incredible acting, stuff like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, Disco Elysium, stuff like that. If there was like one game that either like you wish you had been sort of like part of, or if there's one that's like coming out and it's like, yes, I will drop everything and move across the world, what would that be?
I've got one. Where's the streaming camera? Can you zoom in on me? Okay, my dream, right, and obviously I clearly don't want it enough because I'm not doing it yet, But my dream would be to do some voice work in Elden Ring.
Nice.
So if everybody can start a petition, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. Let's get it out there. Honestly, that would literally, because I think my voice is quite suited to it, and it's quite mythical and all of this gorgeous stuff. And it's yeah. So that's in answer to your question, that's, yes, where I'd like to go. Yes, thank you.
Right, I'm
Absolutely.
Going to go to the back on the right-hand side this
More
time.
questions. All these questions, I love it. God, who knew to give me a microphone?
Hello.
My children at home would be like, oh my God, Mum, who would give you one? They just don't listen to me.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello. You're at the back.
I am. No, don't stand up. Oh, I'm scared.
Is that a fear of judgment? Why don't you want to stand up? Don't want to be seen?
No, please don't. When you were recording Lions for Crystal
Yes.
with Rare, were you doing it with the other group of voice actors at the same time, or were you doing it in a booth by yourself?
Excuse me. I have never... Actually, no, that's a lie. I did it once. So I have never recorded with anyone else in the room. I did it once with Kyle to do the Star Fox thing with Crystal, and it literally took about 3 hours to do 2 lines. So it was terrible. No, it was good fun, but you just mess around, don't you? And then it's just like, and then, oh, my settings aren't right, oh, yours, and then Chasen's in the middle, and I just thought, as much as I love this, I really don't have time for it. So generally, no. At Rare, as you can imagine, it was like something in Hollywood. It's like a panic room. No one can hear your screams in there. When I went in, and it's like in the darkest caves, and there's literally no noise. I thought, God, can they hear me in here? What if I'm locked up? That's it. Forever left in Rare's sound studio.
And then you hear a voice saying, "Do it again."
Yeah, yes. Totally. And that would have been either Ben Cullum or John Silk. So they were the only ones who were in, like the recording studio. You'd be sat there, and then you'd have all the glass, and you'd see them, and they'd press a button to be able to hear you, and then and then they'd switch it off, and it'd go right over to you. Okay. Oh shit. So. Oh, and then to add insult to injury, the first few lines I got given were in fucking dino language.
How was that? I know I've asked another question, but how
do you
was
think it was?
Can you recite them?
No. Fuck off.
That's 3 questions. I'll stop now.
Bless you. Thank you. It was absolutely terrifying. It was awful. That moment, oh my God, I need to do this because I'm going to get the sack otherwise.
Right, we'll go back up the front then in that case. Hang on. Try and get round as many people as possible.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I can.
Good. So when you first broke into the industry, what did you find the most challenging and how did you overcome it? And then what advice would you give to somebody going through the same situation?
The most challenging? Do you know what? I think because back then, because I wasn't a gamer, and because I wasn't a gamer, and also because I'd come from uni, and I was also socially conditioned that work was boring. Yeah? Yeah? The 9 till 5 is grueling, and work is shit. Honestly, I was socially conditioned. And also, you can't work in video games. You can't do that. Why not? Well, it's not a job, is it? So what do you mean it's not a rip your soul out and stamp on it job where you can't wait till Friday. Right. Now look at the industry now, Dad. Bless him. Well, yeah. So because of that, I was very lucky because my only form of adaptation was, oh my God, is this work? Like, oh God, this is really fun. All these people, you know, turning up dressed like you know, casual, great, all different creatives, you know. And I kind of grew up that if you go for a job, you know, you have to go and get those work clothes from Marks and Spencer's, isn't it? Like those specific, wear a suit. I didn't go in a suit, but when I suddenly started to realise, oh God, I can wear my skinny jeans, my bell-bottom jeans back in those days, and my Uggs that look like slippers. They still do, but a bit more acceptable these days. God, it was just like, so for me, I think anything with the gaming industry, because it's put a spin, probably more than any other industry. You know, the fitness industry, it's all like, you know, but I think gaming with the creative side of it had nothing negative for people, you know, going into it. And I think it's a lot easier for people to go for a job interview, you know, dressed in jeans and a nice T-shirt or whatever, you know. And I don't think there is anything negative, really. But again, it's, you know, it's about that positive spin, isn't it? If you decide to go in with a poor mindset, then that's what's going to happen, isn't it? Did that answer your question, or have I just gone on a tangent again?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Good. You got what you wanted.
Right, I know there have been a few people who've had their hands up. In fact, you've had your hands up here for a long time, so here we go.
Hiya, so
Hi.
I want to say thank you so much for being here, and
Thank you for having me all. Oh, you make me cry. Is this being streamed? Yeah. Yes, great.
so
There's
So-
someone with a card going, clap. No. No, they're not. It's all me. Sorry, yes.
So to get into the nitty gritty, I've done some voice work for small projects and vocal synthesis software, e.g. OpenUTAL, something like Hatsune Miku. I'm kind of struggling to put a voice reel together because I'm under the impression that like you need to have like a set amount of roles for people to be like, oh shit, this person's pretty versatile.
Okay.
But like I don't have that many voice roles already. So what I'm kind of getting at is what would you say is the appropriate amount of roles for a voice reel?
Okay.
If any.
Right.
If any. And basically just any advice for putting together a vocal reel?
Okay, do you know what? I'm going to be really honest. I don't really know anything about that. Because, yeah, I'm so sorry. And I'm being completely honest, because I'm so lucky of where I started, really. Kind of, my name preceded me. Not really, but, you know, that's kind of how it's unraveled. And unfortunately, I think my advice to you would be, and I know we fucking hate AI. No.
Fuck AI.
I have to say, I do use ChatGPT to ask questions. I know, I do use it. I mean, we can talk about that later. But probably the asking the ChatGPT saves you. You know, it goes through all the sifting through the shit. For fact finding, I'm here for it, right? Because that's all it is. It saves us a job. So personally, I'd probably just ask, you know, how many reels or what do most agencies look for? How can I do it? But again, go in there, balls deep, right? Fucking get it. You know, I always use that expression because I firmly believe, go in it, do it. You know, yes, you can ask the questions. As I said, ChatGPT will be an easy way for you to kind of get a quick summary on what to do, right? Because you don't want to waste time kind of going through research, phoning up and all that stuff. So I would start there, you know, but again, putting action into place, you know, get something started. Even if you've just got one reel, right, or one voice, just send it, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay.
That was actually really helpful.
Was it? Okay, good. I hope so.
There we go. We've got someone waving a hand over here.
I'm sorry to hijack a little bit, but I spent a long time doing music commissions, and I actually did a music reel very early on, even though I'd never done any hired music work before. And all I did was just, here are all the kinds of music I can do, and here's what it sounds like, here's how well I can do it. And so my advice to you would be, show your vocal range, just come up, write some scripts yourself, just do some quick lines, just throw some characters together, have some fun with it, and then you've got your reel. You don't have to have done the work already. You've demonstrated what you can do, and that's what people are looking for.
There's a voice actor called Joshua Tomar, and his voice reel is quite novel because he basically wrote a scene about a family interrupting his voice reel, and then just made all of his different voices different characters. So something like that would also show off all of your range.
Totally relatable.
Really, make it really stand out.
Some really great answers there. Right, okay, where am I going to go? I'm going to go... You've had your hand up as well, so let me go over here.
Yes. This is a bit off topic, but you can make this as quick or as short as you'd like. Within the last 10 to 15 years, you can go back further if you need to.
Okay.
Who is your ultimate furry crush?
Oh, God, okay. It's all coming out now, isn't it? I love it. You've been priming me. Honestly, right, so my crush, right?
Yes.
I'm 47. Does anybody remember back in the 90s there was a Beauty and the Beast show that based in LA? Oh my God, he was just beautiful. And then the actor took his makeup off and I was like, ugh. Really disappointed. So I would probably say that would be kind of in the Beauty and the Beast kind of. I know that there's all sorts of different sides to that story and everything else. I know. But from a kind of superficial level, I quite like that.
We're going to go to the back here, very back.
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy, should I say.
Yes, howdy.
I've just got more of a question of when searching for a voice acting job, other than really reaching out, what's the best way to really look and deep dive for one?
Okay, as I said earlier, just go to all the studios, right? We're so lucky that there's so many everywhere, all these different titles. You know, Steam is a massive hub of being able to find all sorts of, and I'd probably chat GPT again, and just say, right, I need some really small independent games that are coming out, and you can go out there and kind of pick. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say because unfortunately I haven't got time to do more than that, but if that was me, that's kind of where I'd go, because coming back to, if you want it badly enough, you make it happen, right? You're going to find a way. Things always work out, yeah? So I would probably recommend you go and look for small studios. Start off on a voluntary basis, because, it kind of gets you out there, gives them, a little bit of help, but it also allows you to engage with others and literally get your content out there.
Yeah, that's actually really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah?
Get my steps in today.
Yeah, I found a site last week called Casting Call Club. It's a site where people put out calls for voice actors and you just audition for them. That might be of interest.
What's it called?
Casting Call Club.
Casting Call Club. Okay, I think I've heard of them actually. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, we've got something else.
Also, a lot of very small indie game developers are on Twitter, and there's a very active community on there. So hang out in just the game dev areas on Twitter. You will find small game developers who are working on things right now.
It's probably easier on Blue Sky as well.
Blue Sky too.
Right, we'll go to you. Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm a visual artist, but I think it applies to all aspects of creativity. But do you have any advice on building up your confidence and your self-worth in your work? Or what self-worth in your work, sorry.
Okay. So one thing I will say is that your self-worth, right, and the worth of your work is not benchmark on what other people think it should be valued at, okay? So, and we all as individuals, okay, have struggled, will struggle, are struggling with elements of self-worth, okay? And that all comes from past experiences, you know, growing up, pivotal moments in our life that affect the whole self-worth, right? My disastrous relationships are down to my self-worth, which I've only just started to work on. So, pivotal things, all right? The question is obviously you deserve to charge exactly what you deserve for your work, okay? Not because you think, oh, no one will pay for it, or who wants to pay for my work, little old me, all of this stuff, right? Be very aware of that. Now, what I would encourage to do is obviously, you know, compare, because as much as we want to charge 100,000 for something that other people are paying, you know, 20 quid for, we have to be realistic as well. But one thing I definitely, you know, yes, comparison is the thief of yeah, that's it, thank you, you've got it. So because of that, I know it can be difficult, but you have to compare yourself. In a market, we'll compare ourselves, you know, price-wise to others. And definitely don't. If you feel yourself down-talking, you know, or going against, or not bothering, or doubting, all of this stuff, be aware of it, okay? Because you deserve to literally charge your worth. Charge for your time. Charge for your individuality, right? Because every single person in this room, right, is individual. That is your superpower, all right? If I was to ask you to draw the same thing, not one would be the same. And that's incredible, right? That is just a one-off. So don't forget that, yeah? And that has a value to it.
Well, what do you
Thank you.
Ask your friends about prices as well.
That's true. Thank you, that was really helpful.
That's okay.
Right, I think we've got time for one more question, so I'm going to go to the back over here.
Hi. Hi. So, I'm sure everyone's kind of gone through this before, where you're doing a voiceover for like a video or whatever product you're going through, and then you go into your post-editing app, and then you hear a completely different voice, and it just completely diminishes your like motivation for the project because it's like a completely different voice than what you were thinking you were doing. So how would you get past that motivation gap of doing it?
Okay. Well, we've all been in a situation where we've got to do stuff we don't want to. Okay, so that's all part and parcel, and I think that's where discipline steps in again, right? When you've got a job to do, you got to do it. And in every part of daily life and our jobs, there's always shit parts that, you know, I like being around people. I like talking to people. I like meetings. I like traveling. I don't like Excel. And I don't like numbers because I'm shit. And I get them wrong and I can't add up, right? But unfortunately, as an account manager and my targets, it does matter. So unfortunately, for things like that, I think, you know, you kind of like have to take the rough with the smooth. So if it is slightly disappointing, then at least I always encourage gratitude. And this is something that I do on a daily basis, yeah? So in elements like that, you think, oh shit, it's not what I was expecting. But you know what? I'm really grateful. It's another gig. Yeah, it may actually take me places where I might not have expected. You know, always put a positive spin on things. You know, I call it like a quantum collapse. What would be the benefits actually of me doing this crap job? You know, what will it, you know, surprise me with? Where will it take me? So with everything like that, I would probably just, yeah, I could, like I said, I could talk about this all day. Exercising gratitude on a daily basis, even for the smallest things, you know, just being here. I'm so grateful for people even listening, giving me an hour of their time, you know. Gratitude. I'm so lucky to be here, and everyone's lucky to be here. So in answer to your question, you know, identify it. Yeah, it's probably not ideal, but I'm here. I got picked over someone else. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to get paid for it. And then I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy a pizza. I'm going to eat. I'm going to buy a bottle of wine, whatever, you know. And then there's a positive spin on that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries.
I'm going to be really selfish and steal a question. So, you were the voice of Crystal in Adventures. You were not the voice of Crystal in Assault. That was Alicia Glidewell.
Alicia Glidewell.
How did it feel having someone mimicking your voice?
Do you know what? Okay, so imitation is the highest form of flattery, isn't it? Apart from when you get someone American to do it.
Carmelita Fox is not Crystal.
Say that again.
Carmelita Fox is not Crystal.
Oh.
Because she did Carmelita in Sly Raccoon 2, I think it was. It was Sly 2, yeah. It was Sly 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I don't get what's the question?
I don't.
Oh.
I was just adding basically that she was
yes.
a voice actor for 2 characters.
Right,
Yes,
okay.
sorry.
So I suppose in that moment when everyone disappeared and I was being a mum, they probably couldn't be asked to come and find me, really. And they probably didn't think, but I suppose in response to that, she did an all right job, didn't she? People like the game. It's one of them. Obviously, she's come out of voice acting now. I think she's just directing. Yeah, I think she's kind of dipped out of that. So I'm not bitter. Well, when hell freezes over, perhaps. But yeah, we can only hope. Well, let's see.
Let's get Crystal back into Star Fox. I'm sick and tired of them leaving her out.
Well, in the meantime, you can all check out Event Horizon, which is obviously the game that we're all working on here. There's loads of clips, obviously, on my X. You can download it on Steam. It is a one-man band who's doing it. His name's Chasen Lindsay, and he has a little bit of my heart because he's so invested in the fandom, the whole, the characters, and it's a labour of love, and he's really, doing it because he loves, and he's amazing at it. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's pretty much what Nintendo should have done, but it didn't. And I'm really grateful for him and the content, and the feedback's brilliant. I think we had a couple of negative comments on there, but it was all projection. Yes. So I'm conscious of timelines, but just quickly, I just wanted to let you know about my new website and business. Just quickly, it's called Made by Creators. I don't know whether you guys have seen me post on it on X. Now, it's madebycreators.club. At the moment, I've only got 18 of my last plushies on there, and I've signed them all. And I've only got 18, and I've got a discount code. Well, I feel really awkward. It's like I'm selling to you now, and I hate it. Did you see that? I just started. It's called. See, look, I can't get my words out. Look, I'm asking them for money now. I'm trying to sell them. They're just not going to believe me. Do you know what? It's my limiting beliefs. Right, thank you. I feel really awkward then. I was like, shit, now she's like selling to them. She's had them all for an hour, and now she's doing that awful thing they do at the end. Oh, it's
like,
only...
comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, oh, God, I hate that.
Ring the bell.
Yes, tooting my horn, I know. So, bless you. I love you all. So it's called madebycreators.club. Okay, so the idea of it is so that I can create plushies and merch for creators like yourselves, like all the beautiful other people out there as well. And anyway, so I'm the guinea pig on this website. Okay, so I've got merch, I do birthday cards. The overall plan is to be able to help other OG characters and other people, creators, writers, artists, whatever. I'm open to chats. So anyway, I've got 18 of those plushies left, right? We've got a discount code. It's Glasgow 10, all right? So if you want one of those, please take a look. And I definitely feel like I'm selling to you, so I'm going to stop. So I think we need to wrap up, don't we?
Unfortunately so.
Okay, well, listen, I just want to say, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I am just so incredibly grateful to be here. Like, bums on seats, just amazing. So thank you very much. You're all awesome. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all. So come and say hi to me, pictures, signings, whatever. Someone's already got me to say, it's canon. I swear to God, I don't know. Where is he in this room? I don't know. He hijacked me and he went, can you sign this for... Can you... Was it you? The first thing I signed, can you put it's canon? I was like, oh, shit. So it's out there, guys. You'll find it on my X anyway. Right. Sending you all lots of love. And I'm doing a visualization tomorrow morning. So if anyone wants to get in the theta state with me, come and find me. All right. Thank you very much.